You're not learning, you're consuming. And there's a massive difference. Because right now, as you sit there watching your 10th trading psychology video this week, your brain thinks you're improving, but you're not. You're just getting high on information. Here's the brutal truth nobody will say out loud. You can watch 1,000 trading videos, take a dozen courses, follow every guru on the planet, and still lose money every single month. Why? Because the brain doesn't reward you for doing what works. It rewards you for feeling like you're doing something. Every time you press play, every time you take notes, every time you nod and think, that makes sense, your brain gives you a hit of dopamine, the same chemical rush you'd get from winning a trade, except you didn't win anything. You just tricked yourself into believing you're working. Look, this is the trap that kills more traders than bad setups or bad markets ever will. Not because it hurts your account, but because it makes you comfortable being unprofitable. And here's the part that should scare you. You can spend years stuck in this cycle, feeling smarter, getting nowhere. Stay with me, because in this video, we're going to dismantle the illusion of learning. And by the end, you'll understand why information is killing your execution. I've seen it 1,000 times. A trader burns through every educational video on YouTube, journals obsessively, quotes every psychology book word for word, and still can't follow one simple rule in a live trade. They know everything, but they execute nothing. Welcome to Disciplined Trades, where we rewire your brain to trade like a professional by stripping away everything that's been holding you back. Here's the hard promise. By the end of this video, you'll understand 5 brutal psychological shifts that separate people who consume trading content from those who actually transform from it. We're going to dig deep into why your brain mistakes education for execution, how YouTube itself has become the new addiction for traders, and why learning mode is the most dangerous phase in your development. And number 5, the final shift, will make you realize that every hour you've spent binge watching videos has been programming you to fail, not to succeed. But this isn't about shame. It's about awareness. Because once you see the trap, you can't unsee it. Tell me in the comments right now, honestly, how many trading videos did you watch this week? Be real. Not because it's a contest, but because awareness is the first step to breaking the illusion. All right, let's begin. Number 1, the dopamine education trap. Here's what nobody tells you about learning. It feels good, too good. Neuroscientists at Stanford found that consuming new information releases the same reward chemicals as achieving goals. So when you watch a video and it clicks, your brain floods with dopamine, the same chemical rush you'd get if you actually won a trade. Except here's the problem. Your brain can't tell the difference between theory and execution. It thinks you've already succeeded. That's why you can spend hours learning and still feel productive. You are productive chemically, but not practically. Your brain is celebrating a fantasy victory. You're getting the dopamine without the discipline, the satisfaction without the struggle. It's like eating sugar instead of protein, quick energy, no substance. And every time you do it, you reinforce the same loop. Watch, feel good, learn nothing, watch again. Real traders break the loop by doing something uncomfortable. They stop learning when they understand something and start applying it immediately. The amateurs chase the high of aha. The professionals chase the grind of again. Be honest. When was the last time you rewatched the same lesson 5 times and actually practiced it live? You know the answer. Number 2, the illusion of progress. Every trader loves that feeling of I'm getting better. New notebook, new course, new indicator, new mindset. But let me ask you something. What did you do with the last thing you learned? Can you point to a single measurable improvement in your performance because of it? Or do you just feel wiser? This is the illusion of progress. It's when your brain confuses movement for momentum. You're running on a treadmill, not the track. You're sweating, but you're not getting anywhere. And this illusion is dangerous because it sedates you. It tells you you're improving, just keep watching. Meanwhile, your account hasn't grown in 6 months. Here's a reality check. If your execution hasn't changed, your knowledge is worthless. Knowledge isn't power, execution is. Let me tell you a story. In 1984, A young trader named Mark Weinstein spent 3 years studying every chart pattern ever printed. He could identify every formation, flags, pennants, head and shoulders by sight, but he still lost money. His mentor told him, "You're not studying markets, you're studying history. You're not training your eyes, you're feeding your ego." The next day, Weinstein deleted every chart from his wall. He opened one chart, one setup. He traded it for 90 days straight. Result? Consistent profits for the first time in his life. Because progress doesn't come from adding more. It comes from removing noise. If you want to grow as a trader, measure your progress in behavior, not bookmarks. Number 3, the YouTube paradox. This one's uncomfortable. YouTube has become the best teacher and the worst addiction for traders. It rewards you for consumption, not transformation. The algorithm doesn't care if you execute better. It only cares if you watch longer. So what do creators do? They design videos that feel educational but keep you trapped in theory. They promise the strategy you've never heard before, the secret mindset hack, the one rule pros use. You click, you watch, you feel enlightened, then the next video appears. And before you know it, you've been sitting for 2 hours, nodding your head, taking notes on 10 different systems you'll never test. Here's the dark psychology behind it. Your brain treats uncertainty like pain. You don't want to feel lost or confused. You want clarity. YouTube gives you temporary clarity. You finish a video and feel, yes, I understand now, but it fades. So you click another one. You're not searching for truth. You're medicating confusion. And this is how the modern trader self-sabotages without realizing it. We've built libraries of knowledge but no portfolios of experience. Do you know why professionals rarely watch YouTube tutorials? Because they already have feedback loops from reality. They learn from their own trades, not from someone else's highlights. If you truly want to use YouTube as a weapon, you have to flip the script. Stop watching for entertainment. Start watching for implementation. One rule: never watch 2 videos in a row. You don't deserve another video until you've executed something from the last one. Number 4, the practice deficit. Here's a disturbing statistic. According to behavioral data from brokerages, the average retail trader executes fewer than 100 trades per year. That's about 2 trades per week. And yet, they watch hundreds of hours of educational videos. Think about that ratio. They study 10 hours for every 5 minutes of experience. Imagine a surgeon who reads textbooks all day but performs only 2 surgeries a year. Would you trust them? Exactly. Trading is a performance skill, not an information subject. You don't learn it by knowing. You learn it by doing. The difference between knowing what to do and being able to do it under pressure is the difference between reading about fire and standing inside it. Every pro trader I know has one thing in common: obsessive repetition. They take one setup and test it 100 times. They trade one time frame until it's muscle memory. They turn theory into instinct. Meanwhile, most beginners jump from concept to concept, never building depth. Here's your reality check. If you can't execute a concept in real time, you don't know it yet. Knowing something intellectually and knowing it experientially are 2 different worlds. Knowledge sits in your head. Execution lives in your nervous system. You can't think your way to mastery. You have to train your way there. Try this challenge. Pick one video that changed your perspective. Watch it once. Then spend 30 days doing nothing but applying that one lesson. No more content. No new ideas. Just repetition. You'll be shocked by how quickly your results transform when your attention narrows. Number 5, the execution scarcity principle. Here's where it all comes together. Every trader has a finite amount of execution energy. Think of it like a battery. Every decision, every trade, every bit of analysis drains it. And you recharge it through rest, reflection, and feedback. But there's one thing that drains it faster than anything else: information overload. When you binge watch, your brain gets flooded with potential actions. 10 strategies, 20 indicators, 30 conflicting opinions. Your execution energy gets scattered across 1,000 what-ifs. That's why you freeze when it's time to trade. Too many voices in your head, too many experts whispering different advice. The more you know, the less you trust yourself. This is what I call analysis paralysis, but at a deeper level, it's execution scarcity. You've spent all your energy learning, so you have none left to act. And here's the twist. Information without execution actually damages your confidence. Every time you learn something new and don't apply it, you subconsciously reinforce failure. Your brain starts building a record. I know things but never use them. After months, that becomes identity. Now you're not just failing trades, you're doubting who you are as a trader. Breaking that cycle starts with one radical idea. Stop consuming until you've executed. One concept, 1 week, one rule. That's it. Execution is the currency of progress. Everything else is noise. Climax. Let's slow this down, because this is the part where most people look away. You thought learning was safety. You thought more knowledge meant less risk, but it's the opposite. Every new idea you collect becomes another reason not to act, another layer of hesitation, another voice whispering, wait, maybe there's a better way. You're not afraid of losing trades. You're afraid of running out of theories. And that fear keeps you trapped in the comfort of someday. Look around your room right now. How many notebooks, PDFs, or strategy screenshots do you have saved? How much of it have you embodied? If I took away your internet access for 30 days, could you still trade profitably? Or would you be lost without constant input? That's your real test. Professionals operate from internal certainty. Amateurs operate from external permission. You don't need another video. You need a mirror. Ask yourself, what if I already have everything I need, but I'm too scared to use it? Because that's the truth most traders can't face. They're not missing knowledge. They're missing conviction. Every great trader you admire reached a point where they stopped consuming and started trusting. They burned the bridge back to learning mode. And that's when they started compounding. Not just profits, but identity. You can do the same, but it begins with one choice. Stop watching, start executing. Let's bring this home. You don't need more videos. You need more reps. You don't need more notes. You need more discipline. You don't need more strategies. You need one strategy executed 1,000 times. Because success in trading isn't about knowing everything. It's about doing one thing when it matters most. So here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, no new videos, no new books, no new indicators. Take one thing you already know and live it. Trade it, track it, master it. Then come back and tell me what changed. If this video hit you hard, like it. If you're ready to step out of the illusion and into execution, subscribe. Because this channel isn't about hype. It's about rewiring the part of your brain that keeps you stuck in learning mode. And comment below one word, executing. That's your public commitment that you're done watching from the sidelines. Next video, we're breaking down the algorithm, how social media hijacks your risk management. Until then, remember, you don't become a trader by knowing. You become one by doing. Stop binge watching. Start becoming.